Hello and welcome to another Dogsoul TV talk. Today we want to talk about feedback in behavior modification and why the information your dog gets doesn't matter. To make it a bit more understandable, I want that you think about your ex-partner. I can feel your happiness right from here. If you need to describe your ex-partner with one word, which word it would be? I guess is idiot. I hear you saying only if you're in a good mood. Okay, I got this. The question is how your ex-partner became this status. Through behavior, and you respond or feedback or answer this behavior. And now think about your new partner. If you describe this partner in one word, which word it would be? How this partner became that status? Through behavior. Another feedback, another answer, another response. But your ex-partner and your current partner have your status, but they are really that person? No. Let's assume your partner, your ex-partner, is a doctor. If you have clients, those clients talk to doctor this and that. His colleagues talk to doctor this and that, or to his colleague. If you have kids, the kids talk to their parent, not to the doctor, not to the husband or to the wife. They talk to their parent. You talk to your husband or to your wife. Clients of this doctor don't talk to their husband or to their wife. They talk to the doctor. And your dog can adjust behavior through environments, social environments, tasks, and so on, in a speed no other creature on the planet can do that. But every experience they don't make could cause breed-specific trouble if this social environment or this environment or this distraction is unknown to this dog and can lead into unwanted behavior. Every information your dog get benefit your dog. And every information your dog don't get could cause potential trouble. If, for example, my Labrador perform search and retrieve tasks or stay and waiting tasks for a longer period, she performed this without any question and with a 100% success rate. But if the task is over, then is this my Labrador Molly. With everything a Labrador bring to the world. Organic trash, safe. Buffet. Rotten fish on a river, of course. And I want to explain on an example how your dog get information, what he doing with this information, and it doesn't matter which information the dog get. And I want to explain this on people's favorite activity with their dogs, and this is tug-of-war. I don't want to explain too much, but highly recommended you don't do this. Tug-of-war, we do this here for therapy purpose. Tug-of-war is basically this: you force your dog to take an object in his mouth and you fighting with him over this object. Back and forth, and the dog start growling and la la la. This is basically people's favorite dog activity, together with throwing balls. In this game, you don't play with your dog. You just argue and battle over prey with your dog. And it doesn't matter the outcome you and your dog have in this interaction, it negatively benefits your dog. In people's approach to doing this, there's basically only two outcomes possible. You get the prey, or your dog get the prey. And as I say, both information negatively benefit your dog. If the dog get the prey, it's make him confident, and he would repeat this behavior with any kind of object, and doesn't matter who do it with him. For example, if you play with the puppy this game and your dog win, and then you walk through your garden or to your house or through your apartment and your puppy biting in your pants, then is it basically the same game what you're having then. But then you don't want that your puppy bite into your pants. And shaking it and biting it and tug with him with your pants. You get annoyed. But it's basically the same game for your dog. Second, you get the prey. If you get the prey, you encourage your dog to fight harder to get the prey. And in this context, your dog get these informations, doesn't matter the outcome, then you have to see what else this dog get. If your dog is locked up, crate, cage, chain, somewhere in your garden with his house, if he's locked up, doesn't matter how nice you think it is. And if you take him out, you performing this with him. Then he's locked up, and this game, the only source where the dog gets his information from. And if you're doing this, I don't know, time runs. You have your puppy 8 weeks and you're doing this until he's 6 months, and then he's strong, and then you find this annoying. And the only thing is, the dog saw your yard and the area he's locked up, and this, you don't need to expect that you can take this dog somewhere else. Lack of experience, lack of information, lack of everything, except this fighting here. Fighting, this is fighting. This is battle over prey with the dog. And all these missing pieces of experience, information, and connection lead 98% into trouble. And then you have to see the breed, and then you can estimate how the answer to this trouble would be. A Doberman Rottweiler answer that different than the Labrador Collie Golden Retriever. All this, every dog breed is a complex creature on this planet. But within those breeds, there are some, they have more logic than others, more understanding than others. And for example, Collies, Labrador, Golden Retriever, I would group them in absolutely advanced dog breeds which are out there, and they trying to solve this lack of information, this lack of challenging activities, this lack of connection on their own. And this mostly ends for Labrador Retriever collies in hyperactivity because they try to solve it, can't solve it, try to looking for a solution for this what they can't solve, and spinning in circles and get this behavior. Panting all day long, never come down, zoomies multiple times a day, digging holes, chasing moving objects, running fence up and down. These are all signs and all behavior that show clearly this dog lack of experience, connection, engagement, and entertainment. And this lead in trouble in your household. And there is no quick fix. We don't want this anymore, please do something. It is not working this way. Why is that? Because whatever you do here, and the time you realize you don't want this behavior or this behavior is annoying, time runs by. If you do this here, in the environment I described before, just this for 6 months, from 8 weeks to 6 months, then you have it trained. Then is it training. If you let this behavior running over 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, until you can live with this anymore, then is your dog fully trained in this. If you notice that your dog laying down on your fence and running fence up and down, if a motorbike come and you don't respond to this, then is this training what your dog is doing then. And if you let him doing this 6 months or a year, count how often he do this on this fence. This starts, maybe the start is Food Panda or Grab come, and he chase and bark to the Grab driver. Then is it the next delivery service. Then is it the next delivery service. Then is it every motorbike. And then you have a dog chasing motorbikes like hell, for example. And if you don't respond to this and you let him doing this 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, then is he a completely pro in doing this? And then is no button to take this out. Then is it 1 year or whatever time frame trained by doing this? That's why it's absolutely important, beside bond and connection, that your dog get as much information, experience and exposure to every possible distraction as possible. That he act calm and confident in excited situation. But you don't get a smartphone out of this. At the end of the day, it's still a dog.